Question everything in pursuit of your purpose. Ask yourself, what if?
Well, thank you guys for joining us live for another Tuesday at 10 episode of the What Are We Doing series of live podcasts here at Pursuit of Purpose. I'm Rob.
I'm Chuck.
And today we are joined by a longtime friend of the show. He was one of our early guests on the show, a great example of personal reinvention and repurpose.
Yes,
I'm going to let him introduce himself.
My name is David Bickley. I have had a wide variety of careers, from selling insurance to selling coins, and now I own a pressure washing company and a line striping company. It's been quite a ride, but it's really been good for me to understand more about myself. And that's what I think I've done, is that over time I have actually understood myself better, because now I have an obstacle that comes up and hits me in the face. It's just a matter of overcoming that obstacle, and it's not that hard. I mean, there's always a way around any obstacle that's in front of everybody. Always. And it's just a matter of you taking the time to investigate, to understand the obstacle, and then overcome it.
I love the way you put that. But when we deal with our clients, a lot of times, like right now, yesterday, I brought on a new client for me in my consulting practice. And one of the first things that we do is we go in and assess them. And all that is a bunch of questions. And what we're looking for is, I don't call them obstacles, I call them opportunities. Because the way you described it is the same way that I'm describing it.
Mm-hmm.
The obstacle is, it hides the opportunity just beyond what you can see as the obstacle.
Exactly.
And you have a wonderful attitude about things.
Yes.
You stay very positive.
Yes.
You never let, at least outwardly, we don't see this part of you. we don't see you let discouragement or obstacles stop you.
Mm-hmm. As people say, there's always exhaust to every fire, but we get to see the good stuff. And you have definitely approached them all as opportunities.
Well, when you say that an obstacle is an opportunity, it's absolutely correct.
Yes.
I look at the opportunities that I have in my business. Is the main thing is I have an obstacle when I go visit a client for the very first time and say, hello, my name's David Bickley. I own Be Clean Pressure Washing and Golden Triangle Striping. I noticed that your parking lot outside could use a little help with that, and I'll be happy to give you a quote to get it done. Sometimes they say, no, I'm not interested. But then there's other times that, man, I noticed that the other day, and I need to have something done. What can you do for me?
There you go. So it's almost like it has trained your eye as you're driving around to see those opportunities. Like,
exactly.
Knocking on that door is not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, the worst thing that happens is they say no.
At the moment. But then I bet you there's been plenty of times they call back.
Exactly.
And they're like, the more I keep going out to my car, the more I keep thinking, I do need that guy.
Well, it's a matter of identifying something that could be better.
There it is.
In their business, because the aesthetics of their parking lot will attract customers to coming in.
Right.
And it's a fascinating thing. There's a thing, when I was in the police academy, we learned about this thing that humans get in, a behavior of, they call it unintentional blindness.
Unintentional.
And it's like at home, you become nose blind to the smells of your house. But this is the same thing, but it like when a person owns a business and they walk through the parking lot every day, they become they go on autopilot. As they walk through the same area every day and they walk past the building, they don't notice that it's in a state of disrepair or it needs to be cleaned. And then you come along, seemingly selling your wares, but truly you're providing a perspective that no one else is going to tell them about.
Exactly.
And how valuable is that? Because they're unintentionally blind.
That's right.
They're not paying attention to the environment they're walking through because they will see it every day. It's commonplace.
Here comes this experienced stranger who says, do you see what I see? In so many words or less.
That's
and which hopefully brings sight to the blind.
Well,
you're a miracle worker.
The thing
That's
about
amazing.
the thing about it is if when you clean your concrete, for example, and you get a clean parking lot and it looks bright white, it looks great. over time, that mold, mildew, algae, dirt
Oil.
builds up.
Oil stains.
And it builds up so slowly that you become accustomed to seeing that.
There's an unintentional blindness.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
a lot of times people will recognize that once you just go in and say, hey, I think I can help you with your business. And what I try to do is I always try to walk into somebody's account. For my accounts, for example, I would say, I think I've seen some things that I can do to help grow your business.
And people are attracted to cleanliness.
They are.
That's a true thing. And not only that, the mere activity of having people in your parking lot working draws attention.
Yes.
It does.
And then when they go from dark, dingy concrete or fresh stripes on the concrete,
Mhm.
when that's noticeable, it
Mhm.
catches your eye because
Mhm.
everybody that's been driving by there, they're also unintentionally blind
That's right.
because they drive through that environment every day
Right.
and they don't even
They don't see it.
recognize whatever that business is
Right.
until there's a change.
Yeah,
in
one of
that
the things
appearance.
I've noticed, especially in our state, and we're in Texas, by the way, friends, and I look at what Buc-ee's has done to the convenience store industry and just the way of cleanliness.
Oh,
People
absolutely.
literally drive out of their way or wait to stop because they want to go to something that they can trust. Now you see all these other smaller units, and I say smaller to Buc-ee's are big as far as corner stores are concerned. They're all doing the same thing. They're all
Exactly.
going to touchless. They're all doing, and so they're basically it lifts the whole awareness. Chick-fil-A notwithstanding.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when we were on a trip, we went to San Angelo.
Mm.
My wife and I did, and there's Buc-ee's all along the way.
Mhm.
But this is probably going to sound a little funny, but she says, I got to go to the bathroom, but I want to wait till we get to Buc-ee's because they got a
Yes,
clean restroom.
because they're clean. That's
Exactly.
right. And they are not blind to it. That's right. That's right.
Well, David, thank you for joining us today on our show. And we admire your journey that you've taken in personal reinvention, your journey through life in many different pursuits. And something else that I admire about you is that you're in the sales business always, no matter what incarnation of that you've gotten into, but you're in the people business.
Exactly.
And I noticed that in my conversations with you, I consider you a friend. And in my conversations with you, you're always focused on helping people be or do better.
Exactly.
And what that means to me is what it appears to be is that you operate from a place of internal abundance, that you've always got something to give.
Well, thank you.
Even if your pockets might be empty at the moment, you never know, but you've always got something from inside of you to share with the outer world. And that's something that we really espouse here is
Yes.
constantly operating from a place of abundance.
Yes. And not lack and scarcity.
Well,
Thank you for that.
One of the
Yes.
things that I will always remember, I went to a self-improvement meeting one time, and a guy, one of the things that he said that really struck home with me, he says, if you give enough people what they want, they'll give you what you want.
Mm.
And
Wasn't that Zig Ziglar?
that was Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
It was here in Beaumont, actually. He came, and I think we were Julie Rogers Theater or something like that.
One of the greats.
And he came out and he got to talk, and he said, you give enough people what they want, they'll give you whatever you want.
That's right.
And it has held true to me.
That's awesome.
And that's a universal law.
Yes.
It's the law of reciprocation. I mean,
That's right.
and the law of increase, because the more you give to other people, you're actually operating on a principle of putting the universe or God in your debt.
Exactly.
And that never fails.
Mhm.
You may not know when or where it will come from, but it's coming.
Exactly.
And you're not doing it necessarily with a spirit or an idea of expectancy.
No.
You're doing it from a place of sincerity and
Mhm.
genuine, giving,
Mhm.
but it's coming back to you.
It's
Right.
worked out for me. I mean,
Yes.
it's the law of cause and effect. I mean, until you put that cause out there, you're never going to get an effect back.
That's right.
And you put a good cause out, you're going to get a good effect back.
Mhm.
It's just like your attitude. If you've got a bad attitude, you're going to get a bad response from
Mhm.
people.
Like attracts like.
Exactly. And if you've got a great attitude, and I think attitude is one of the most important things that has been a factor in my success
Mhm.
and my business, is the fact that I go in with a great attitude to talk to someone, and I really enjoy speaking with them. Whether they use my services or not, I've made an impact on that person.
That's right.
And with that being said, a positive impact is going to give you a positive feedback.
That's it. That's it. Perfect.
It
So-
always happens. It's a law of nature that
Mhm.
no one can change. It's just going to happen that way.
So I want to say thank you to our guests. Thank you for joining us, David, and I also want to thank our audience. Thank you guys for joining us on whatever social media platform you may be on, whether you be on TikTok. I see there's quite a few of you that have come in and out of the chat already. If you're on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, X, whatever platform you're finding us on, thank you for being a part of the Pursuit of Purpose audience and family. Please feel free to leave comments, ask questions throughout the show. I'll address them as quickly as we can. But send a shout out real quick to Rye, John Den, Bear Milk, Big Bad Chief 500. Thanks for joining us on the show today.
I like that name.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's a. So the show today, the focus or the topic of the show. Tell them what it is, Chuck.
It's who do you think you are?
Yeah. So here at Pursuit of Purpose, our motto is question everything. That's kind of our slogan. It's our catchphrase. We really live by it. We question everything.
I think we have it on a banner somewhere.
Yeah, well, it's down here where you can't see it. But and then the other question that we always ask is, what if?
What if?
Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And not in a negative way, but what if the best thing you could possibly imagine comes true? Then what?
Then what?
So the real question about this is, who do you think you are? And the reason that I chose that as the topic for today is, who you think you are is who you'll actually become. And
That's right.
And is that the real person that you want to project out into the world?
Right.
And why do you think that you are who you think you are? And would everyone else agree with you? Like, think about all these questions. Where did your identity or who you think you are come from?
Mm-hmm.
It was environmental.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost never because you chose it.
Right.
Almost never. You are who you are because of what other influences told you you would be.
Yes.
And then you adopted it
You
as
accepted it.
Yes,
That's
you
right.
adopted it as your own mentality,
Mhm.
and you accepted it as your identity, and you said, "This is who I am."
Right. Positive or negative.
Yes.
Yes.
So, who are you? Who are you, and who told you that that's who you are?
Hmm.
And who do you think you are? And what if you changed it? What if you made a choice
Mm-hmm.
to imagine yourself as a different person, a different image, a
Right.
different identity?
Right.
How could that change your life?
Right.
How could you impact your world in a different way, a better way, a bigger way,
Mhm.
if only your identity wasn't what you believe it is?
Right. Oftentimes, like let's say I got a couple coming in. I'm talking to one of them, husband or wife, and they're struggling. And I'll say, well, give me some examples of what the most ideal husband is, sir. If you think, just close your eyes, think about who that person is, or a host of people. You probably got images in mind, probably got even some characteristics. And the more they start saying it, then I get to ask that same question: can you be that? And then we just go from there. And then eventually they say, well, I guess so. Yeah, if they can do it, you can do it. And then we just start creating that new identity. And all of a sudden life starts to change.
So Dean O says, well, that's what psychos are. I'm not sure what you mean, Dean O. What do you mean? If you would explain a little bit, I'd appreciate that. Big Bad Chief is trying to get some negative political comments going on. This is not a political episode, Big
No.
Bad Chief. If you want to talk about that, you could probably start a discussion with somebody else in the chat in a private way. But
Mhm.
on this episode, we really want to help people. We want to help people learn to first be honest and objective about their own identity.
Mhm.
And then we want to help them develop the tools inside to change it and to become who they really want to be.
So I'm going to re-ask the question: who do you think that you are? It's not a negative question. It's a positive question.
Big Bad Chief says, I think you guys need help. You know what, Big Bad Chief? You're right.
You are right.
And if you want to help us, feel free, my brother, because
Yeah,
we'll take all the help we can get.
that's right.
And we'll give all the help that we have
I
the
am.
ability to give.
I am not ashamed to accept that.
So thank you for
Thank
that
you.
very astute
Yes.
observation.
Yes.
We need help.
we need help.
Thank you.
We need help, David.
Everyone, every dollar that you earn in your lifetime is going to have to come from people.
That's it.
You can't, there's not a position in business that has ever not been accomplished
That's right.
without help from people.
That's right.
And the people that you deal with are the ones that are going to make you
Mhm.
what you are. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that they're going to create a super being that you want to be.
Mm.
You have to do that. Your attitude in life will change what people think of you. It will change what you believe you are.
Mhm.
You know, it's a fascinating thing about us and what motivates us, our internal decision-making process. So oftentimes we do things or don't do things because of what we think other people will think.
Yes.
And there's a fascinating fact about that, a truth about that. The truth is, everyone else thinks so little about you or so low in frequency about you. It doesn't, I don't mean that they think that you're small. I think that
Yeah.
what I'm saying
They don't
is
think about you
people
often.
don't think about you all that much.
That's right. What will people think? They're not thinking about it.
Exactly. So like people get themselves, like I'll use this as a for instance. People get themselves in bad relationships
Mhm.
and they stay in those bad relationships because of, what will everyone think?
Right.
If I get a divorce or if I split
Right.
from that person, I've been with
Right.
them so long, what will everyone else think?
What will they
The
think?
truth is, no one cares.
No one cares.
They'll be there for you when you need a friend.
Right.
They'll listen to you.
Right.
But the truth is, it really won't have that big of an impact on their life. And they're not sitting around thinking about you anyway.
That's right. Trust me, friends, all three of us have gone through major transformations in our life. And few people from our former life are still worried about where we are.
That's a fact.
They're not thinking about it because they got so much else to think about.
That's right.
So make your adjustments, make your changes, pursue new things.
Hey, Deputy Dreamer, thanks for joining us today. Thank you.
Hey.
And Deputy Dreamer says, after what happened this past weekend, he's talking about at the White House press
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
After what happened this past weekend to our president, we all need help, Chief, including you. You're not wrong there, Deputy Dreamer, but it's good to see you on the show.
Thank you, Edgar. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man. And so what would it take for you to believe that you're a bigger person than you've ever lived up to?
Mm.
What would it take for that to happen? Big Bad Chief is just obsessed with talking politics today.
All right. Well, hope you find a place to do that today.
Yeah.
Sorry, this isn't the one. So what would it take?
Yeah. Well, and
Wow.
what I'm asking is, friends, what would it take for you to shift your paradigm
Okay.
enough to realize you have so much more potential than you've ever thought you could live up to?
Mm.
You have even like us three guys, not a single one of us is living up to our true potential.
That's right.
No,
Not a
nowhere
single
near
one of
there.
us. As Big Chief said, we need help.
We need help.
We need to learn how to help
Right.
ourselves,
Yes.
and then we need to be willing to place ourselves in a place to help others,
Every time.
because that's how we grow.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And despite we know we're blessed to get to do what we're doing right now, but there's always more. There's a bigger acquisition out there, and we're pursuing it. That's why we have a title.
So user 817333, I don't even, it's a bunch of numbers, but there's a question in the chat that says, how do we get churches to focus on living like Jesus and not so focused on business? Well, this is not really part of our discussion today, but I'm going to address something to you because it's a big misconception. A church has to operate like a business.
Sure.
It has to. Unfortunately, we all do. We have to operate like a business, but we need to operate business in a humane way.
Mm-hmm.
We need to operate business in a Christ-like manner.
Yes.
And that is with empathy, with service in mind, with integrity,
Mhm.
with good character, and sticking to our values.
Yes.
So it's okay that a church operates like a business. They have to, or they won't be a church.
So
That's a fact.
if we marry the two together, abundant thinking and those characteristics that you just said, that's the only way abundant thinking is going to work. If I go into abundant thinking, more thinking of in more negative connotations, anti what Jesus taught, which is selfish, self-centered, use people, it won't work. You may have a quick gain, but you're going to have a faster loss. But if I do it more in a Christ-like way, that abundance will stick. It will stay. But if you have even flow, if it goes right on through to some charitable contribution, starting with the people God gave you, that's your family, and then using that in degrees of separation, that's other people who could benefit from your generosity, you will win, and they will win, and Jesus will win.
And Bob Clark 232, thanks for joining the show. He says, and listen to the big boss man. I'm going to make the assumption, presuming that you're talking about God, and that is true. It's a funny thing. I was listening to a book this morning, like I do every day. I listen to a lot of books. That's how I consume written word, as I listen. And there was a line that stuck out to me in there, and it was a book by Bob Proctor. For those of you who don't know, Bob Proctor is one of the great motivational guys. Wrote a lot of self-help material. He's a very inspiring guy, and I admire his work.
Mm-hmm.
And in this line, it said, we don't pray enough or something to that effect. And he said, I'm not talking about getting on your knees and begging God for help. He said, that's not prayer. That's getting down on your knees and making noise. Prayer is the constant communication between your soul and its creator.
Nice.
And I was like, man, that is profound.
Prayer
It
is the constant communication of the soul.
And he said,
It is
you are charged as a human being to live in a state of prayer. And I'm paraphrasing the line, but he said that, we get into trouble when we start to operate in the finite, in the things that we can see, touch, smell, hear, taste. We start operating by our senses, and we start getting ourselves into trouble because we live by limits.
Yes.
And the truth is, if we live in a state of prayer, there is no limit. We're connecting to the infinite.
That's right. Wow.
And that's what we are as humans.
Yes.
We are not our name. Like, you are not Chuck.
Right.
Your name is Chuck. You are not David. Your name is David. We are spiritual beings in a physical experience.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
So what an amazing concept. I never expected that this morning.
Right.
It just so happened that was where I was
That's
in
perfect.
the book.
That's
But
perfect.
Classy 476, hey, it's good to see you. She says she's doing fine, Chuck.
Good.
I
Good.
did 7 years of counseling, so I know how to fix myself. Well, can you give us some tips, please?
Yeah. Yes. But that is great news. Thank you.
We're glad to hear
Thank
from
you for checking in. That does our heart good today.
Fuego Benedict says, never trust a goatee. Well, don't trust the goatee. Prove it out for yourself. I love it, though.
I
Hey.
question it every day, man. No.
Trust the beard.
Trust the beard. Yes. Yeah. The grayer, the better.
So Big Bad Chief has a question that's sort of close to what we were talking about.
Okay.
So Big Bad Chief says, what color do you think Jesus was?
Oh.
Honestly, I think he was human.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think his blood was red.
Yeah.
His skin was probably a tan, like a dark
Spent
tan
a lot of time
color.
outside.
He was, in the Middle East. So, I mean, I can only guess.
Yeah.
We don't have any pictures.
I don't.
He didn't take a selfie.
Right.
Unfortunately for us, we don't have a selfie of him.
That's right.
And there were no portraits. He never sat still long enough for anybody to
Right.
sit there and paint a picture of him.
Right. I would think if we could study the folks that live in and around the Galilean region, he probably looked a lot like them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that that's changed much over the millennia. And so, but that's a good question, I suppose.
No, it's just for the sake of argument. People like that,
Yeah.
typically they're just trying to
sure
twist a knife, stir things up. But Classy says, like I said, what does it matter? Exactly. It doesn't matter.
I tell you what he looked like. He looked like the Son of Man. He
That's
looked like
it.
a man. How about that?
Well, and see, Big Bad Chief really wants a controversy.
Oh,
He really does, or she, whatever gender or whatever preference, whatever you want to be called, Big
Yeah.
Bad Chief. He wasn't white like Passion of the Christ or Jesus of Nazareth. Well, we don't know. I don't think the movie was claiming that this is what he exactly
No.
looked like.
No.
I think the movie was just illustrating
What he went through.
what he went through. I don't think it was about the appearance.
That's right.
People get hung up on anything to argue about.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
It is. Yes.
I wonder what it tells the world when a person only wants to find ways to fight.
Oh, that's a good
What does
question.
it mean? What is that person projecting,
Yeah.
out into the world about
Right.
themselves?
Respond to
A
that.
negative
friends.
connotation.
Yeah. Yes.
So I wonder, Big Chief, what is your identity? Who do you think you are?
Hmm.
So Wickety Split, hey, it's good to see you. How you been? It's good to see you, man. We're doing great. Let's see.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Hetzel says negativity. I guess you're referring to Big Chief. Yeah. It does seem to indicate a lot of internal negativity when a person just wants to be controversial.
Well, I could say this: if I wanted to fight, I'm wanting an external solution to an internal problem. I can fight with myself. I do that every
He does
morning.
it all the time.
All the
Sometimes
time.
I hear his office is like thumping around and
That's
stuff, and I'm
right,
like, "Hey,
that's
man, you
right.
okay?" And I open the door, and he's like
Yeah.
all sweaty
I'm
and
like-
out of breath.
I like
and-
Jim Carrey and Lionel
Yeah.
kicking my own butt.
Yeah. So Big Bad Chief says, "I know who I am," and he used a little bit of an expletive. Do you? Well, we don't know who you are. That's why we're asking.
That's true.
You actually just described your genetic heritage. He says, in answer to who he is, he says, "I'm half Native American and half black." Well, that's not really who you are. That's what you're made of.
That's just your
That's the
genes.
genetic composition that went into you. And I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I myself have some very similar genetic contributions.
Hmm.
So, but that's not my identity. Classy says we should just have TV channels for different people if they want to go by color. That's not a bad idea.
I mean, if that's important to them.
Wickety Split, Kevin Bailey, he says, where did you guys say you were from again? And we're in Southeast Texas. To be specific, we are in the middle of downtown Beaumont, Texas. It's a sprawling metropolis. I think the whole area's got 250,000 people.
Yeah, equipped with old buildings and refineries.
We're an oil refining community.
You go a little out of town, you can live in the woods like this man.
Wickety
do.
Split, I don't know where you're from. And tell me where you're from, Wickety Split. I want to give you some perspective. He asked, is it far from Dallas? Well, I'm going to let you in on something about Texas. Everything in Texas, there's nothing closer than an hour away. And you can travel all day and not cross Texas. So we are about 4.5 hours from Dallas.
Right about
Monterey, California. Well, I mean, if you went from top to bottom on California, it'd be similar to crossing Texas.
there you go.
But man, I'm glad you're joining the show there,
Yes.
Wickety Split.
And we're about maybe 30 minutes from Louisiana. So
Yeah, we're about an hour from Houston. That's right, Classy. So Big Bad Chief has more comments. The Aryan Brotherhood is in Texas. Actually, the Aryan Brotherhood's in a lot of states.
it is.
Coming from a law enforcement background, I had to deal with those guys
Mhm.
quite a bit. And I don't know what your deal is there, Big Chief. You make a lot of comments related to race,
Mhm.
related to ethnicity. Are you a racist? Do you have a problem with other people being other genetic contributions?
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your deal is. Just curious. Deputy Dreamer, he needs to sign up for Dr. Phil or the Jerry Springer show. Oh, that's funny. Jay Woody, do you vote the same as the Aryan Nation? Who are you asking, Jay? Big Bad
sir.
Chief, no, I think you guys are racist. Well, we haven't actually said anything racist.
No.
You have.
Yeah.
We've actually
No.
had nothing to do with that.
And
That's all
honestly,
been on your end.
I've known these men for a quarter century. They don't judge genetics because their God creates them. That's sorry, wrong folks.
We all made it the
That's
same
fact.
stuff, man. There is nothing about you that is built different than any of us.
Mm.
Anything I can do, you can do. Anything you can do, I can do. There's no that you.
Mhm.
I don't
That's right.
have any kind of anything about that.
And I guarantee you this: if you go back to Rob's Bob Proctor quote earlier, when your soul's talking to God's soul, there's no genetic. That is not what it is. It's a completely different entity, and so that's the beauty we get to see when we meet people. We get to see the soul.
Jay Woody. Well, and it's crazy to me that people come on here and insist on having political controversy.
Hmm.
And Jay Woody's doing that right now in the
Okay.
chat. David Broughton, covered by the blood. Yes, aren't we all? And I'll tell you this, the blood of Jesus was red.
Yes,
It don't matter who you are.
that's right.
That red blood covered us all.
That's right.
You could be from any continent on any side of this earth, and that blood still got you.
There you go.
So
That's fact.
there you go. It don't matter what
Yeah.
your skin color is. The blood's red for all of us.
That's right.
Let's see. Classy 476 says F for father and M for mother and ILY. I love you. I lost it. Oh, Big Bad Chief says, I know all of you own guns. Well, you're darn tootin'.
Yes, we do.
My guns have their own bedroom in my house. They're members of my family. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I own
Yes.
guns.
Yeah, we were just talking about new models when David walked in. You bet we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I bless your heart if you don't own guns,
Mhm.
because we'll be the ones, sticking up for you if it ever happens.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see. Jay, Woody, you can take it however you want it. I just refuse to participate in your racist, race baiting, bigotry, bullcrap, and I don't know what else to call it. Let's see. Good morning, gentlemen, from Lisa. Lisa, how are you? Is this the same Lisa that we talked to maybe 3 weeks ago?
Oh,
I hope you're doing very well, Lisa.
yes. Yes, if it is, we certainly do.
It is. It is.
Yes.
Thank you. We asked about you last week, and we
Mhm.
wished you were with us. Wanted to check up on you and see how you were. Have you been able to join any groups, or have you checked out Chuck's website?
Mhm.
His free
Yeah.
stuff that he does.
If you haven't, please come on.
She
We'd love
says
to-
she's doing much better.
Good, good, good.
I'm proud of you, Lisa.
Yes.
We're all proud of you. We're so glad to see you again. Hope you'll check in with us once a week on our weekly show and just say hey.
Yes. Thank you, Lisa.
Hey, Brooklyn, I see you joined. It's good to see you again. Lisa says, why you guys are instrumental, and I appreciate you. Well, we appreciate you, Lisa.
Thank you.
You give us a chance. You give us a chance to serve. We get to serve. We don't got to serve.
That's right.
And we always appreciate an opportunity to do something for anyone else. And we consider you to be special and worth it.
That's right.
So, Lisa, I'm going to ask you specifically, because you are going through a traumatic experience
Mm.
and you're in a recovery mode. Who do you think you are? And do you know with confidence that you're worth the recovery?
Hmm.
Because we know it.
Do you think that you're worth recovery?
So, and Lisa, I want you to learn to give yourself permission to do something. This is something that I hope you'll take hold of. I want you to give yourself permission to want the next thing, to want to become better.
Mm-hmm.
Your desire is what connects you to your creator. Too many times we are taught through our environment, through whatever it may be, we are taught that what we want, we should feel guilty about.
Yeah,
That what we want is selfish. And that's a lie.
that is not true.
What you want is what connects you to your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Your creator gave you the desires of your heart
Mm-hmm.
so that it could steer you
Mhm.
into developing into the person that he made you to be.
He even told us, share the desires, share with me. That's what he said, the desires of your heart, and I will grant those things. He knows whether they're holy and good for us. Absolutely.
So Lisa says, I am God's precious masterpiece and he doesn't want me to suffer. That is
There you
very
go.
accurate and true.
There you
Thank
go.
you for knowing that.
There
And
you
I
go.
hope that you will take hold of what you desire and what you want and,
Mhm.
and create it for yourself.
Can I make a suggestion right here?
Sure you can.
There was a poet, Teilhard de Chardin. He stated in fact that we should proceed as human beings as the limits to our abilities do not exist.
Hmm.
We are collaborators in creation, and that's what everyone that if you've got a problem, you got to create a way to get away with it, get away from it.
Mm.
Yeah, you've got to overcome the demons that are out there, because I promise you there are plenty of them there.
Yes, there are. Unfortunately, collaborators in creation.
That's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
Now, that poet you said, what was his name?
Teilhard du
I
Chardin.
want you to spell that for the audience. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, Lisa says
I would
that's
give it
what
my
I've-
best, but
Lisa says that's what I've had to do with the Lord's help.
Yes. Yes.
Carol
You-
Stage says, really, seriously, I must have missed your other comment. Oh, are you saying about the spelling?
Oh,
Scott B, do you guys follow the law, Father's commandments? Are you talking about the 10 commandments?
Hmm.
Let's see. So back to Lisa.
Hmm.
Lisa, I want you to hear this. If you don't hear it from anybody else, we're proud of you.
yes.
We're proud of you, and we are grateful for you.
Mm-hmm.
And just so that you know, I've prayed for you multiple times for your well-being, for your recovery, for blessings on your life, and that you would find a place of fulfillment,
Mm-hmm.
not just recovery, but a place where you can, kind of get in where you fit in and show the world that you have it in you to produce far more than the trauma that you've experienced.
Yes. Yes. And, I don't know when you were able to tune in, Lisa, but a phrase that our friend David used earlier was that we were talking about obstacles and opportunities. And we kind of talked about that for a few moments. This is an opportunity. You have a chance to recreate so much about yourself, which will include honoring your brother and other things too. It's going to be one of the most beautiful times of your life, but yet painful at the same time. I know that sounds weird, but imagine the glory to come. It's coming. So see yourself as building something really, really great, and it's going to happen. I know it seems like loss is the time that shouldn't, but that's exactly the time when the work starts happening.
And Scott B, are you? You said no answer. I'd like you to define what you're asking, if you would. I'd be glad to answer your question, especially if it's germane to our discussion. But I'd just like you to help me understand what you're really asking. I do believe in the 10 Commandments. I do believe following God's law.
Mm-hmm.
I fail, but I do believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't we all still rough, Ashler Keystone? Lisa says, ain't it funny how that happens? Scott B says, the Torah. I don't have a Torah. I want one. But I love to learn about old religious practices and old faith customs and things like that. I have a Kabbalah. I have a Quran.
Mm-hmm.
I have many copies of the Bible. I have lots of stuff. I love to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I also believe that the Bible we have, the King James Version and all this, is incomplete. I believe there's more of it out there for us to learn from. It doesn't dispute what it has in it,
Right.
but there's more. Let's see.
if you just use the Bible as a instruction book for life, I
That's
promise
right.
you, you'll be
Yes.
successful.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. The
Yes.
great trestle board on which our plans
Mm-hmm.
for building are
Mhm.
written.
Yeah, we did I wouldn't say a deep dive, but a modest dive into just the Pentateuch, just the first 5 books of the Bible, which matches perfectly with your Torah. And boy, there's so much in there. I didn't even realize, especially when you get to what I call the bogged down books, all the laws and the rules and all those kind of things,
Right.
and which is Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. But there's a lot of things there that are applicable. You just have to see them from a slightly different point of view. Oh, my word. So if that's your study, good for you.
Scotty B, I did answer it. I said yes. And Jennifer, the Bible is God's living word. Yes, it is. Classy 476 says, but then again, I was only 5 or 6. Big Bad Chief. They used the Bible for slavery. What do you think about that? That's a perversion. Anything man gets his hands on and decides he wants to, he will manipulate, pervert, and cause sin around it.
Yes.
Even things that are pure in their nature
Mhm.
can be corrupted
Mhm.
through man's desires, man's false, selfish, self-centered
Mhm.
desires, self-serving desires.
Mhm.
Like that's another example of a person operating their mind in the finite and totally ignoring the infinite.
Right.
If a person's in tune with the infinite, it's almost inevitable that they become in tune with their creator.
Yes.
It's what happened to Darwin.
Yeah.
Darwin studied his theories and he studied the development of mankind so much to the point that he proved that science was biblical, and he was like, I'm paraphrasing the whole thing, but he was like, oh my gosh, God is real. You know, like in order for the Big Bang Theory to be anywhere near true, somebody had to snap their fingers and cause the bang.
That's it.
There had to be a first cause.
That's right.
And then he also hypothesized that in order for all these systems to be organized in such perfect nature that they are, somebody had to design it.
That's right.
There's no way chaos could do that.
That's right.
And so he then came to the realization that God's real. And I love that. I mean, I think that's an amazing inspirational story.
I do too. And there are countless others. He's probably the most popular, but there were countless other, humanists and I guess you could say, non-believers that came to that same conclusion, but they had to still do it on their own, and they still came to the same conclusion.
That's right.
That there is a perfect creator.
Queen Esther, 1927. Thanks for joining the show. She says Einstein was a believer too. Yes. Einstein was an amazing person. It's estimated that he was on the autism spectrum.
I can see that.
And he was just a fascinating guy. One of the things that, I mean, this is off topic, but one of the things that I love about him was he didn't even know like addresses and phone numbers and stuff. And when he was asked about it, why don't you memorize that? And he was like, why would I do that? I can just go to a book and it's written in there. I would never waste my brain space. I'm paraphrasing, but I would never waste my brain space on something that I can just quickly find written somewhere else.
Right.
And I think that's just so profound, why we waste our brain space on so much superfluous data that serves nothing.
Right.
And people memorizing things and then tout it as though they are knowing, memorizing silly trivia.
Right.
That doesn't make you anything.
Maybe makes us seem smart when we're playing games with the kids, or if we're sitting in the living room competing with the Jeopardy contestants. But does it really make a difference? Yeah.
Right. If you want to make a difference, if you really want to make a difference, learn how to treat others better and learn how to show others how much value they really have inside.
Yes, absolutely.
Not about you, about them.
About them. That's right.
And that's the whole crux of this show. That today's episode is about, who do you think you are? And I promise you, you don't know how much capabilities you have.
That's right.
You don't know, none of us do. You don't know truly how valuable and priceless you are.
So I have a challenge for our audience. A lot of folks have come on today and they brought their arguments. They brought their positions. Are those actually benefits or are they limitations to you? Because if I am at the limit of an argument, then am I really investing in something that's going to help me think to a higher order? Or am I arguing to a lower order? Like the genetic conversation that we have. What a waste of time. Nobody cares. At least the people who think well don't care.
Well, guys, I'm going to say it again. I really appreciate all of you. Lisa, I can't thank you enough for letting us know that you're doing well.
Yes.
Really appreciate you joining us today, coming on the show. Classy, it's so good to see you. It's always good to see you. Even Big Bad Chief, glad you joined us on the show today. Right. We don't mind oppositional comments. We just want to stay on topic as much as we can.
Right.
We just, that's more important to us. We want to help people learn that they can build themselves.
Yes.
And by building themselves, they can build other people.
Mm-hmm.
This show is, while we are the hosts of the show is not about us. It's about y'all.
And to be honest, we must build ourselves to build other people. I can't give people what I don't have. I can only give them what I do have. That's loving your neighbor as you love yourself. So learn to love yourself. Think of yourself in higher orders and pursue some of these new habits to create a new habitat for yourself and imagine what you'll have to offer them.
So Big Bad Chief 500 has another question.
Okay.
We're working towards closing the show, but I'm gonna answer your question. He says, do you think you are helping people? Big Bad Chief, I'm gonna tell you this. I know we are. And the reason that I can say confidently that I know we are is we're not sitting here just talking about ourselves.
Yes.
Nothing about us is what this show is about. We might tell stories. Hey, Siv Ashley. Hey, Queen Esther. Yes. And our entire focus is on you. The question that's the subject matter of the show is, who do you think you are? It's not who do I think I am.
Mhm.
It's not who does David think he is. It's definitely not who does Chuck think he is. Now, I might want to tell you who I think Chuck is. I might even tell you who I think, David is.
Mm.
But the truth is, we want to challenge you to think about who you are and who you can become.
Yes.
So, Wickety Split, aka Kevin Bailey, says, "I'll answer, Big Bad Chief. You guys help me because I feel like it's a theory session when we talk, and that's great. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And because part of what we want is to teach people to question everything.
Yes.
There's no reason to just accept every way of thinking you have as though it is what it is.
Right.
And when you start to question everything, you start to open up the possibilities for growth that you never realized existed in the first place.
That's right.
And so if you really want an answer about how we're helping people, that if that's all we did was cause people to question their ways of thinking,
Mhm.
then yeah,
Yes.
we're absolutely helping people.
That's right.
And you're helping people that will allow you to help them.
Yeah.
The ones
That's true.
that don't allow you to help them, they're not going to get a whole lot out of your program.
That's right. That's
Keystone
right.
says, is Chuck a pastor? Chuck is a licensed professional therapist. Chuck and I became friends through that avenue. In fact, I was a client. My wife and I actually went to Chuck for grief therapy after the loss of a child. And that's how Chuck and I became friends, was through his practice. So it's kind of like a pastor, just doesn't go in front of a church and preach.
But I will.
Well,
Ray of Sunshine says, great idea to flip video horizontally. Helps with my dyslexia. That's a good tip.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
Thank you.
JT says, oh, sweet Jesus. I'm not sure who your comment's directed to,
Yeah.
but
Thank
Lisa,
you for praying, though.
yeah, Lisa, thank you for joining us once again. Candy, how are you today? Hope all is well. You caught us here at the tail end of the show. I am going to say this. Oh, Jen McGee says, I'm sorry for, oh, well, thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. But I'll tell you this, since you said that, since Chuck and I met through that avenue, we never could have predicted that we would sit here 21 years later.
Yeah.
Or 20 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Here we sit
Mm-hmm.
working in business together. We've become best friends. And look at us. Look at what we're doing.
Yes.
We have parlayed those experiences into what we believe is an avenue to serve mankind for all those who will participate.
Right. Good
So, Classy 476 Keystone, they don't understand. They don't want to go up against me. I guess y'all are having a talk in the chat.
Hmm.
Ray of Sunshine says, glad to see some genuine men on social media.
Thank you.
Well, Ray, we don't have anything else to be
Yeah.
but genuine. If you meet us outside the show, like if you were to come to Beaumont and run across us, in accident or coincidentally, however you want to say it, you would get the same thing.
Pretty much this is it.
I'd be asking you lots of questions. I'd be wanting to know about you. I'd be wanting to offer any way I could help you. I mean, it's who we are.
That's right.
David would want to paint stripes on you and pressure wash you, make sure you're clean. So we do what we do.
We do. That's right.
But anyway,
And Rob mentioned longevity. Both of us have known David for a quarter century or more.
at
And
least.
he has always had that same curiosity because we've done a lot of classes together. He's also had that same generous spirit. That's why he's one of our best friends. So it's good to have him on today. And
We
we're glad y'all
appreciate
got
you,
to hear
Lisa.
some of his pearls of wisdom from many a gray year.
so we got asked by Classy 476. We will be on again next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. It is our commitment to you and to ourselves that we will do this every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, even if we aren't in studio. We have done multiple episodes where we're separated by miles and miles. Like I was on the East Coast. I was in South Carolina one day, and we did an episode there.
Snowstorm.
We had the blizzard, a true Southeast Texas blizzard.
Yeah.
And I climbed up in my diesel truck, cranked it up, and we shot an episode. He was in Louisiana.
I was in Louisiana on the back porch.
And
for a
then
little bit.
we had our connection from outside from the Ukraine.
Yes.
Igor joined us.
Dr. G.
Now he wasn't in the Ukraine when he
No.
came on, but
Yes.
he's one of our very favorite friends of the show.
Mhm.
But anyway, thank you guys for being a part of the Pursuit of Purpose audience today, part of our family. Big thanks to David.
Yeah.
If you're in the Southeast Texas area, anywhere around, and you have any possibility of a need for parking lot striping, pressure washing, chemical cleaning, roof washing, any of that stuff, David's your guy. Like he doesn't just do a good job. He cares about the people. He cares about the community. Like he might even look at your place and be like, well, let's not pressure wash it. Let's do this instead because it'll help with the longevity of your paint or your shingles or whatever it might be. I've noticed him do that. So he is a connoisseur of cleaning. And so anyway, I appreciate your heart. I appreciate your commitment to what you do and the quality
Yes.
of
Thank you.
service you
Thank
provide.
you.
At 102, he's still working.
That's exactly right.
How do they get a hold of you if they want to get your business?
They can go on Facebook. They can get me through the internet, through Google.
Tell them the name again.
Name is Be Clean Pressure Washing. And, you can also reach me through my telephone. It's 409-782-2250. 409-782-2250. And I'll be happy to give you a quote. And there's absolutely no obligation. The only thing that I have as an obligation is that I obligate to you that if you're not 100% satisfied with the work that I turn out and that we do, it won't cost you anything. It's free.
And I know he does that.
That's right.
Siv Ashley says, I have visited all the places you just mentioned, and I sure will look him up. So
Well,
there you
thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you all, especially Lisa, Classy 476, NC. It's good to see you again.
Edgar.
No, and yeah, definitely Deputy Dreamer.
I know
Edgar
you're all
Vasquez.
on top of that dinner.
Yes.
Everything that went down.
Yes.
That's your gig, my friend.
Thank you, Wickety Split. We really appreciate all of you. And you guys have a blessed day. You too, Classy. We will talk soon. Well, hope to see you back here next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Okay? Y'all have a great day.
Question everything.